So here's an MP5K from the brand Shell Throw. I've shown you some other blasters from Shell Throw before. They're a seller on Amazon. And this is slightly different than the MP5s and MP5Ks I've shown you before because of the different stock that's on here. So this is a slightly different stock, but I'm going to assume we're going to have similar internals and similar performance when it comes to FPS. But of course, you never know until we actually try it. So let's go ahead and talk about everything that's included here and then put it together as we go. So everything you see up here is what comes with it, okay? So obviously safety glasses, wear some sort of eye protection always. Make sure you do that, okay? And then we got a couple other things going on over here. We've got your battery and your charger. So this is a 500 mAh 7.4 volt battery. It's the 4-pin connection, right? So you're going to plug that in, plug this, a USB charger, into any AC adapter that's 1 amp or greater. It should be a red light when you're charging on this one, and the red light should turn off when it's done charging. Some of these chargers that look like this have a flashing red that turns solid when it's full. This one I tried, and it's solid and then turns off, but who's to say that the one you get doesn't work the other way? So those are both different ways that these chargers that look like this work, right? Little sling in case you choose to use that. A little funnel attachment for getting your gel balls into your magazine. That goes nicely onto the grenade style hopper. So if you have those, that's a nice way to pour them in. Nice little optic here, spring loaded, goes on the rail, and then you just turn it on like so. All right, so that's your accessory. Of course, I said the stock, which we're going to show later when we put the battery in. We've got your magazine, and it comes with this separate little, I guess you'd call it like a speed mag grip or something. I'm not sure what the technical name is for it. So you can see the mechanics in here, but it is not powered. However, I've had good luck with this style mechanical magazine. It's just, again, important that you prime it. So let's talk about those gel beads and talk about getting that magazine primed. Soaking the gel beads is obviously super important with all gel blasters. They need to be 7 to 8 millimeters for the blaster to work right. So to do that, you need to make sure that there's plenty of room for them to grow and plenty of water for them to grow, because they can't grow bigger than the 7 to 8 millimeters. But if they don't have enough water or enough space, that'll restrict their size. So use plenty of water, plenty of space in the container, and then soak them for 4 to 6 hours. At that time, there should be some water left over. Just drain that off, and you can store them in airtight containers for a couple weeks. So using like a container like this is just fine. Okay, so I already had some made. I'm not going to fill this up right now because I'm not going to be able to shoot this right after this. And you don't want to leave gel balls in here. I mean, I'm probably going to end up doing it tomorrow. It would be fine for a day, but you really don't want to leave gel balls inside the magazine for any longer than that, because they will start to dehydrate. So never ever store any in here. Make sure it's empty when you're done playing with it. And you can do that just by opening the door, shaking them out, and then clicking this button and giving it a few good flicks. That'll clear anything out of the feeding tube. But now when we're talking about loading this, we're going to fill that up with gel balls, okay? I always find that magazines work best if you fill them completely. And then to prime it, you're going to click this. It's probably going to take 10 to 15 clicks to get a gel ball right off the top here. You might even let one jump out, and then you know that that is ready to go into the blaster. And when we talk about that, that just slides in right here. And then your magazine release is right here, okay? So that is how that works. So we'll put that back in. Well, we're looking at the blaster. Basically, you've got a safety and an automatic. So in safety mode, right? But you can use the charging handle and shoot with the spring. And then there's automatic, and that's going to go and shoot it automatic off the battery. So let's put that battery in. Your battery goes in back here, okay? So we're going to unplug this from the charger. We're going to put the battery in. So battery first, then plug it in, and then there should be room to tuck this harness in right down below the battery. And then just tuck those wires in there too, so they stay out of the way and they don't get pinched. Okay, and of course the wires get more pliable the more you use them. So now you're going to have this piece that's going to slide on. So just kind of keep those wires out of the way and slide that on there. But what we need to do is we need to pop this pin out. So there's a pin right here, right? And we need to pop that out. You should be able to just pinch it and get it to pop out. So I did a minute ago. There we go. So just kind of pinch those together, so that that pin pops out, and then you can slide this on. So let's make sure that those wires are out of the way. Oh, see, it had grabbed one. So that's important to double check and make sure you get those wires out of the way. All right, so it should just push on really easy like that. Pin goes through. You see it clip through right there, you're good. Now to adjust this, if you want, you've got this little tab. That's what is going to allow that to slide. So I slid it all the way off, but if I had stopped here, you can just see how it locks in place in a couple different spots. So that's how that works. Okay. And then we can take this little optic, like I said, spring loaded, goes on the rail, just push the button, slide it on where you want it, and then it turns on just by turning that. So we're set there. We'll check the battery. It's working good. Put it into safety, and we're set to go shoot it. So check back. We'll shoot this MP5K from shell throw. We'll test the FPS on it and see how hard it's shooting. So I'll add that on, make one long video, and then of course I'll post them separate too. So let me know what you guys think, comments and questions, of course. I'm happy to answer anything I can. And please like the videos and subscribe and participate in all the giveaways, hoping to be able to do 2 per month for the summer of 2022. Thanks for the support and keep watching. All right, guys, got an MP5K here from Shell Throw. I've shown you some other blasters from Shell Throw. This one's a little different. You can see the barrel's a little different. Instead of having a rail here for grip, and it's just got this sliding stock that I showed in the previous videos too. So we'll go ahead and we're going to test it. We're going to shoot it, test the FPS. So this magazine, it's important to prime these. Remember, I've talked about this a lot. You want to sit there and just click them so you get a gel ball to pop out. That means it's ready to go. So I've had decent luck with these magazines, and these blasters have had a couple different types of FPSs. I've seen some. There's one by VDD Toys that had an FPS as high as, would hit highs of 150 on average, like 135. But then we've also seen them really low, down closer to 100, and that's where I've seen this one. So it's interesting because they're identical looking, and you would assume they'd have the same gearboxes like the majority of the identical looking blasters out there. But this one seems to be, again, on the weaker side. The VDD one is on the stronger side. All right, we see it shooting good. Let's test the FPS here. I mean, the highest I saw was 115, but then there were a lot of under 100. So I think 100 average FPS is about right for this one. So that's a little, disappointing that it's not stronger. It's a cool looking blaster. It's nice that they got these mechanical non-powered magazines working better. I just would like to see it a bit stronger. So again, it's the Shell Throw MP5K. Comments, questions, post them below. Let me know what you guys think. Please like, subscribe, and of course, participate in all the giveaways I do. Thanks.